Hey everyone, this is Soul Eater Will. Welcome to the second ever quick review. Today we're going to be talking about Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory on the Nintendo Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. But before we get into that, I have a few comments to make. First of all, if you guys don't like this setup, like me just talking in front of a camera, and you would rather me like talk over gameplay footage, don't worry, I won't be offended. I know not everyone wants to look at my face for like 10 minutes, so if you guys would rather me like do that, just let me know, and I'll totally switch that up in the future. Secondly, I know a lot of you are anticipating my new Danganronpa video. That will be out by the end of the month. If not the beginning of next month, I am determined to get it done soon. I've been holding it off, but I will get it done. And thirdly, my last quick review ended up being 20 minutes. Never happening again. I want these quick reviews to be like 5 to 10 minutes, just really quick. Give my thoughts on the game. Should you get it? Boom. Review done. I'm not going to go super in-depth with these games whenever I do a quick review of them. I'm just giving my quick thoughts, my quick impressions, and then we're just going to move on from there. So without any further distractions, let's talk about Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. Now, Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory is a rhythm action game that released on pretty much every platform, except for PC. Sorry, PC players. Not that any of you are probably super into Kingdom Hearts anyway. That kind of reflects on all the previous games in the franchise. You get to go through all the different games and their songs, like Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts Rechained Memories, Kingdom Hearts 2. Pretty much all of them, except for, I think, like, Union Cross, I think is the only game that it does not make an appearance. But yeah, pretty much every game. And it's really cool and a really awesome way to reflect back on the series and its music. And Kairi is the one who actually narrates the entire game and the entire previous events, but I can tell you right now, don't go into Melody of Memory without playing the previous games and using this as a way to get into the series. Kairi's breakdown of the series is very general. I do not recommend. Just like actually play the old games or just watch playthroughs of the games. Don't use Melody of Memory as a way to get into the series. But anyway, story-wise, yeah, this game doesn't really have too much new to put onto the table. It's mostly just a reflection. But the Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory ending has about 20 minutes worth of cutscenes that do kind of hint on the direction the series is going to go in the future. So yeah, totally look towards that, especially if you're not going to get the game. At least watch the ending. I would totally recommend it. It doesn't, like, you can totally go, like, without watching the ending of Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory, but I would recommend it because it is an extension of the epilogue of Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind, and you probably want to see the direction the series wants to go, unless you don't care about the story. Then why are you still playing the series, to be honest? I mean, a lot of people like the gameplay though, so that's fair, but yeah, Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory, not a lot story-wise, but let's talk about the meat of the game. I think the part of the game that matters the most is the gameplay. Now, gameplay-wise, Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory has quite a bit to offer. It has a story mode, it has a co-op mode, a versus mode, and I think that's about it. But it's a lot. It's a lot of songs. There's like 150 songs in total, I believe, and the story mode has a lot of objectives you can do. It has a standard, beginner, and proud mode, and there's also a performer mode that you can select in the track selection that is like a critical mode, really. There is a lot of content in this game, and there's so many collectibles, and there's a synthesizing system where you can synthesize like profile cards for your online matches. You can synthesize songs, actually, that's a part of the game. You can synthesize items to use on the battlefield to help you, like to increase your HP if you get low on HP. I think there's one where you can summon Mickey and he helps you out. I actually haven't really used the items because I haven't needed to. I probably should look into that though. But yeah, there is a lot of content in this game, so even though the story mode is like not very long, you can get through this story mode in like 7 hours if you're fast. There's a lot of post-game stuff to do, and there's just generally a lot of things to cover in this game. Hold on, I'm getting a call. Hello? Alright, call over. There are 3 gameplay styles in Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. The first one is the normal gameplay style, where you run across a music staff, and there's a bunch of enemies coming your way, and you just have to press the buttons at the right time. And you have 3 party members, and there's different teams. You can have Sora, Donald, Goofy, Roxas, Axel, Xion. There's even a team Dream Drop Distance, which is, or they call it Team 3D, where it's Riku and the Meow Wow and the Bat Dream Eater. Don't remember the name of it, but yep, that one. And yeah, it's a really interesting selection. But yeah, you get 4 teams, and you unlock them as you go through the story. And during the normal gameplay style, it's mostly just you hit the shoulder buttons and depending on which one you're playing, the A button or the X button. It's fairly basic. It's hard to describe in detail, and if you guys want to see what the gameplay is like, I would just recommend watching like the gameplay trailer or just like playing the demo, because there is a demo out there. You can play it and see if you like it. I would recommend doing that before purchasing. So yeah, there's the normal gameplay style, and then there's the memory dives, and then the boss battles, which are fairly similar to one another. The memory dives are basically you just gliding through, I guess, is that still a music staff? I guess it would be. And you basically have to just input the buttons at the right time, and you have to, except this time you have to use the motion or the movement direction buttons, and you have to sometimes hold down the button instead of just pressing it, so, you know, that's interesting. But in the background, there is a cutscene playing, and you can't really watch it because you're probably concentrating on hitting the buttons at the right time, but, you know, it's there. And there's not a lot of them, though. There's only a few memory dives. And then there's the boss battles, which are basically the same as the memory dives, except a boss battle is playing in the background. And depending on how well you do, is how well you, like, with the rhythm action stuff, is how well the boss battle will go in the background. So, like, if you mess up a lot, you'll just get pulverized. But if you do really well, you'll guard successfully in the boss battle. So it's pretty interesting. Again, there's not really a lot of those. I think there's literally, like, 2 or 3 of them. I thought there would be more, but no, there's not that many. So yeah, the gameplay is pretty simple. You got a story mode with 3 gameplay styles and 150 songs and more. You have a versus mode against computer players and online players, and you have a co-op mode, but it's all local. Co-op is, as far as I know, I could be wrong, but from what I saw and what I tried, it was only local co-op, but maybe they'll change that in the future. And if you have the Switch, you have an extra free-for-all mode where you play against 8 people, up to 8 people, I believe, and you basically just try to get the highest score. And it's really interesting. I actually would recommend getting this game on the Switch over the PS4 and Xbox version, because of course the PS4 and Xbox version are fine. It's just great to have the novelty of having Kingdom Hearts on mobile and having a rhythm action game that you can just play on the go. I just love the idea of that. But of course, by whatever your preference desires. So let's talk about my negatives of the game. Overall, everything is pretty positive. The gameplay styles are interesting and engaging. They don't really get old unless you like play the game for like 12 hours straight. Like, I never got bored of this game at all. I thought it was engaging all the way through. But I do have 2 negatives of this game that do kind of reel it back a little bit. Firstly, Kingdom Hearts 3 was really snubbed in this game. Because like Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2, I would say have around like 20 to 30 songs each. Hell, even Birth by Sleep has like, I believe like 15 to 20 songs. Kingdom Hearts 3, I think literally has 8 maybe. 8 to 10 songs. Which like you might be thinking, oh, that's still quite a bit, but these songs are mostly memory dives. So most of these songs that you're going through are all just memory dives and with cutscenes playing in the background, so it's just very noticeable that they didn't have that much Kingdom Hearts 3 songs than, in my opinion, they should have. I think there should have been more songs, because there was so much, like, missing. Like, where was Scala ad Caelum's field and battle theme? Those would have been perfect for the rhythm game. Where was the Pirates themes? Like, the Pirates themes were some of the best themes in the entire game. There was just a lot missing with Kingdom Hearts 3, and I know you could argue, oh, they didn't have enough time, they didn't have the resources to do it at the time, but it's still a noticeable drawback for a game like this, because, you know, you have Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, and then Kingdom Hearts 3 was just, like, cut in half. Like, there was not as much content as there should have been for Kingdom Hearts 3. Also, like, where was Union Cross? Like, obviously, Union Cross doesn't have, like, a whole lot of songs, but unless I missed it, which I could have, I didn't notice even one Union Cross song. But, of course, that's a minor complaint. Maybe they can fix that if they decide to do, like, extensive DLC to this game to add Union Cross and Kingdom Hearts 3 and Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind. Oh, yeah, and Yuzora's theme isn't here either, which would have been really cool. But I feel like they could have also diversified the songs a little bit more, because I understand they were trying to do, like, you know, a world tour that was, like, equivalent to the timeline of Kingdom Hearts, I guess you would say. But there were, like, 3 Hollow Bastion like battle songs. There were like a lot of repeat songs that were very similar to one another that I think they could have like cut that out and just added different songs. I don't know. Minor complaint. This isn't like something that is super noticeable, but it is a little noticeable, and I wish they, you know, had just more songs or more diversified songs and more Kingdom Hearts 3 songs. That is my biggest complaint with this game. Also, why can't you invite your friends? Why can't you play with your friends on Versus or co-op? That was like one of the biggest things, like one of the biggest things I was excited for with Melody of Memory. Is like, oh, I'll be able to play co-op and Versus with my friends, and you can't invite your friends. You can only play with randoms, which is really annoying. I don't know why it's like that. So, yeah, that's a very big drawback, but again, that can totally be fixed with an update, and if that is fixed, thank you. That should have been in the game originally, but thank you. And overall, I don't have too many complaints otherwise about this game. I really don't. There's a lot of content here for the type of game it is. There's, you know, post-game stuff to do, collectibles. There's the online mode is generally fun despite the lack of friend invitations. Overall, this is a fairly solid game. Now, we're coming to the part where I think I'm going to go ahead and give a final score, and should you get this game? My final score for this game, I think, is going to, you know, I was thinking about giving it a 7, but you guys know, I mean, maybe you don't know, I'm quite a big Kingdom Hearts fan, and I'm a little biased, so I think I am going to give this an 8 out of 10. It's a very solid rhythm game. For the kind of game this is totally an 8. It's fun, it's engaging, it has a little bit of negatives, but not too much to really draw me out of this game too much. It is fun. I totally recommend it if you are a fan of rhythm games and if you're a fan of Kingdom Hearts. Now, at the $60 price point, I can't really justify a purchase unless you are a really big fan of this game. If you, or the game series, if you really like Kingdom Hearts, and like I said, if you really like rhythm games, totally consider this game. Look into it first though before you buy it, see if this is for you. I would say if you're not the biggest fan of rhythm games, if you're not the biggest fan of even Kingdom Hearts, you just are a casual fan of Kingdom Hearts, or you're just a like you don't really like rhythm games that much, buy this game when it goes on sale for $30 or less. It's still worth a purchase, but maybe not $60 if you're not the biggest fan of rhythm games or Kingdom Hearts games. And I totally think this game is worth a purchase. I don't think you should skip on this game unless like you are so hateful towards rhythm games, and Atlantica from Kingdom Hearts 2 gave you major PTSD, but don't worry, this is a better rhythm game than Atlantica from Kingdom Hearts 2, I promise you. But yeah, this game is really solid. I would say do your own research before you buy this game, see if this game is for you, try out the demo, watch the trailers, and if you think this game is going to be for you, totally get it. I like it. It's a well-rounded, positive experience with very minor negatives that are sprinkled throughout. Yeah, totally 8 out of 10. And yeah, that's all I have for the quick review. Hopefully this one was much shorter than my Ghost of Tsushima quick review. That one was like 20 minutes. I want these to be 10 minutes, ideally like 6 or 7 minutes. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Again, my Danganronpa video is coming soon. Join my Discord if you have not already for announcements on the channel, and also push the bell for notifications so you know when I post. But yeah, also join my Discord because that's probably easier. And also, it's just a good place to have a good chat. There's a lot of great people in there right now, and if you want to talk about games, talk about anime, a lot of great discussions to be had there. So we're looking for more people. We have about 40 people on the server right now. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter and on Instagram for just more interactions with me. If you want to see my opinions on things, or if you want to see, you know, more updates about the channel, be sure to look into that. And that's all I have for you guys today. And thank you guys so much for sticking around, and remember to stay awesome and to stay cool. See you guys later.